But building a brand is so important digitally, not just on TV, radio, billboards. I'm not saying that those things are unimportant. Let's get to these two key tactics. The first key tactic is to leverage the bottom end of the funnel. So you've got, everybody knows that the sales funnel goes from browsing. I don't know if I'm in the market for a car. There isn't a moment yet that has made me make that decision. And then there's the bottom of the funnel. I'm ready to buy. I'm in the market, and we call those in-market car shoppers. Now, AutoTrader operates squarely at the bottom of the funnel. We've done so for 27 years now, and it's the part of the ecosystem that we are most protective over is the very bottom of the funnel, the in-market car shopper. So the first key tactic is to really try and get as much value as you can at the very bottom of the funnel. The second key tactic is to build a brand. Now, you guys all know how to build a brand, but I think more subtly is building a brand online. I'm happy to talk to you about what I'm about to say now as well in more detail, but we don't have time for it. But we have been in the last probably 2 years. AutoTrader, we've played around with YouTube. We were advertising on TV. And we found it to be valuable, but you got to spend a hell of a lot of money. And as a result of that, we decided to try YouTube. And we played around. We consulted with various individuals, various companies to help us, and we eventually landed on a formula. And this formula has worked for us over the last 2 years unbelievably, and it has helped catapult our brand even more than it has in the past. If you see our organic traffic growth, it's not only the brand, other stuff that we've done as well, but building a brand is so important digitally, not just on TV, radio, billboards. I'm not saying that those things are unimportant, but digitally. And it's different. People often think that using the ad from TV and putting it on YouTube works. It doesn't. We tried it. It doesn't work. So bottom of the funnel, as I said, is like a car shopping journey. Those are the areas that it's easy to get to. You guys, all of you advertise with AutoTrader or the likes of AutoTrader. I'm not going to suggest for a second that we are alone in the market, because we're not. And I don't want to be as arrogant as that to even think it. But platforms like AutoTrader, Google AdWords, bottom of the funnel activity. Somebody walking into the dealership and a sale, that's bottom of the funnel activity. But what about the top of the funnel? So two-sided marketplaces like AutoTrader can help with that strategic element, or should I say that tactic number one. But we can't help with the part at the top of the funnel too much. We can help build your brand to a certain degree, but it's important that that this holistic approach to your brand using data starts to infiltrate your marketing activities in digital platforms or on digital platforms like social media or like your own website. Because a brand is not about just doing one thing, and that is putting out a pretty image. It's about protecting your reputation as well. And the reason I'm saying that is because 60% of people wanting to buy a car research your brand on social media. And if you're not there, it sends a negative signal. So there's a piece of data that is important to know, because if you're not at least there, even in organic form, not just trying to sell cars. What I see all over the market is retailers trying to sell cars on social media. I'm not convinced that that's the place to sell cars. It's more a place to build brands. It's more a place to build reputation. So the focus, I think, is slightly incorrect. because people will research your reputation on social media, and then they will go and do the bottom of the funnel shopping. So it's incredibly important that you be cognizant of that. So there are 5 key trends that we are seeing in this digital transformation and data, and the importance of data in becoming a digital business, even if you're a producer. And those 5 key trends are: people are wanting to become a subscription business. AutoTrader is already a subscription business. People are wanting to become a platform. AutoTrader is already a platform. Companies all over the world are getting more social. What does that mean? I'm going to explain in examples in a second. Companies around the world are becoming more employer and customer centric. Now, you might find that that's cliche, but there is real depth to becoming employee and customer centric, and then leveraging data and technology. So in those 5 key business trends, if you look at that particular brand on the screen and you go through those 5 key trends, are they a subscription business? Yes, they sell hardware, they sell phones, laptops, computers, all of those things. But what do you see them doing? They're starting to become a subscription business in the likes of Apple TV. They launched iTunes as a cloud storage platform. They're a platform business with iTunes and their music platforms. They're more social. If you think of Apple, do you know their CEO? They are incredibly employee and customer centric. If you walk into an Apple store, you feel like $1 million. And do they leverage data and tech? Yes, they do. Amazon, if you think about them, are they a subscription business or a producing business? Yes, they produce the Kindle Fire, but more than 50% of Amazon's revenue came from their 2-sided marketplace, and it took 20 years to get there. Are they a platform business? Yes, they are. Are they social? Do you know the CEO of Amazon? Yes, we do. Are they employee or customer centric? Yes, they are. Do they leverage data and tech? Of course they do. Okay, and I can say the same thing for AutoTrader. But let's not focus on AutoTrader. I'd like to introduce you to the business in your particular market, which you probably already know, and you're going to cringe when this comes on the screen. But it's something we can all learn from, and maybe the likes of Toyota and VW and maybe some others can give them a go. But these guys, if we answered the questions that we just answered around the other businesses that you would automatically say are platform businesses, is Tesla a subscription business? I would argue yes, and I'll give you the reason in a second. Are they a platform business? I would argue yes, and I'll give you the reasons in a second. Do you know their CEO? Are they social? Are they present on social media as a brand? Yes, they are. Are they employee and customer centric? Yeah, they get a lot of things wrong, so does everybody else, but they are. And do they leverage data and tech? You've got to believe that they do. Okay, so let's kind of focus on the subscription business and the data that they use to build their subscription business. What I think we all didn't notice about Tesla was that they were building a platform business in their charging network. Way years back when they started building their cars. And what I mean by a platform business is I'm not only talking about the hardware. I'm talking about the software that runs those particular charging networks. What have they done? They've created a platform business that brings buyers of power to sellers of power. AutoTrader brings buyers of cars and introduces them to sellers of cars. It's a platform business. And platform businesses are incredibly valuable. So yes, they're a platform and a subscription business. Once that is embedded, the car then becomes the platform, because we have the consumer of whatever they want to push in the car, and we have the producer of content or the producer of whatever being the supply side. And it's about that demand and supply side in a platform business that creates the network effect. So their business, is it really about producing cars, or is it about leveraging data and creating a platform? I don't know. The next few years are going to tell. But moving on, and I'm out of time, I'm sorry, Mike, but I'm almost done. We know that the demand for electric vehicles is ramping up, and that the industry is at risk if we don't do something about this. So I'm going to encourage you to know your competition. And how do you know your competition? It's not by sitting on this screen that knows your competition. It's knowing the data in the market that gets you to know your competition. It's what AutoTrader did very successfully for many years. Is we were very deep into the data. We knew the moment we did something wrong, we saw it in the data, and we saw what the competitor's effect was, and we did something different. And then very lastly, solidarity is important. Solidarity is important, and solidarity is important, because I am committed to making sure that, or helping to make sure, because I can't do it alone. I'm only one part of the market. You guys are a massive part of the market. So I'll ask you the question, are you keeping up with these thought starters? And that's been a lot of content, and I apologize. And what role are you going to play? What role are we going to play to leverage our existing platforms, building a brand, building platform and network effects, taking advantage of short-term innovation, the short-term innovation curve?